This episode is made possible by our sponsor, Landmark College, the college for students who learn differently, offering comprehensive supports for students with ADHD and other learning differences, both on campus and online. Learn more at lcdistraction.org.
Hey, this is René Brooks, and welcome back to Distraction. Earlier this week, you heard Liz Lewis and I talking about holidays and how to manage your stress and how to manage your family and how to keep from overloading yourself. And I thought I would come back with this little mini episode to talk about some of the other things that I've done to kind of try to reduce some of that at-home stress. And one of the things that I think is really important to help get rid of some of that is offloading tasks that you can't do to the best of your ability. So, like for instance, I had some personal tragedy earlier this year and my laundry had stacked up. Like it was practically like it was a mountain of laundry, and I just felt like it was insurmountable, and I kept getting progressively more and more and more stressed out about it. And finally, my mom looked at me one day and said, well, you can do laundry services, Renee. They'll help you out. They'll get it straightened back out. You don't have time for this right now. I was, helping to care for a sick relative, and it was taking up a lot of my time. And I said, well, you know what? I'll give it a try. And so, dear audience, the man pulls up with the van and he gives me these bags, and I pack the mountain of laundry into these laundry bags, and he takes it away and he brings it back hung and folded and clean. And for me, a person who doesn't have a washing machine and a dryer at my house, it was maybe like $10 or $15 more per week than what I was already spending to lug all of that laundry down my stairs and into my car and fight with the people at the laundromat and listen to their children screaming and then fold it up and lug it back up the stairs and try to drum up enough energy to put it away and try not to collapse from the tediousness of it all. And so that got me interested in what other things I could offload. So at this point in my life, for an extra $10 every 2 weeks on my grocery bill, it can't be more than that. It might be, I don't think it is. I have Instacart deliver my groceries. Why? Because every time I went into the grocery store, there I was with sensory overload, all of these decisions to make, all these things that weren't on the list that made their way into my cart, all of these things that I was picking up because I was stressed, the things that I would forget off the list that was right in front of my face because I was stressed. And I found that when Instacart shows up, they drop my groceries off and I pick them up off my porch and I put them away right away. And if there's prep that needs to be done, I don't mind doing the prep because I'm not exhausted from having fought my way through the grocery store. And so it started me down the path of believing, to the best of our ability, if it's something that is like that, something that's just an unnecessary strain, if it's affordable or practical, we need to ask for help with that, whether it's having someone we know help us and maybe bartering some kind of way, or just paying somebody to do it. It's okay to pay somebody to do it. It kind of felt initially to me like, well, you're just kind of pawning work that you don't feel like doing off on somebody else. And that's not the thing you want to be doing. And the fact of the matter is, it's a service for a reason. And there's an equal exchange happening there because I'm paying them to complete the service. Even though it felt initially to me like, wow, you're using these people. I'm not using them. I'm making my life easier and I'm putting money in someone's pocket who's doing an honest day's work. This is a win-win scenario. And the change that it has made in my own life has really been incredible because when my laundry gets backed up and when my kitchen isn't filled with things that I can eat readily and easily, that really puts a block on the rest of my life. Like if I don't have clean laundry, then I'm digging through the closet trying to find something to wear. It's like these little tiny things that have a snowball effect on our life and hold things up that don't need to be held up. And that was a lesson that I learned in 2020. And no, I'm sorry. I said 2020. I actually learned it in 2021. Isn't it funny how this pandemic and all of these things that have happened to us have just kind of made those 2 years kind of blend together? It's really hard to tell where the line is now, isn't it? But in any event, 2021, I learned to get more comfortable with asking for help with things that I struggle doing to the point where I avoid doing them. Does that mean that I can offload everything? No. But what I have found is that as I offload these things, I find that I have more energy to fight with these things that I actually have to fight with and work through and do myself. And that is always going to be a huge bonus. I hope that's helpful to you too. Find something that you don't need to do, that you can afford to pay somebody else to do, and get rid of it. Thanks for listening to Distraction. I'm Renee Brooks. You can find me at blackgirllostkeys.com, and you can check out the workbook Hell to Holiday for more stuff like this. Until next time. Please reach out to us and let us know what you think. Record a voice memo or write an email and send it to connect@distractionpodcast.com. Distraction is created by Sounds Great Media. Our producer is Sarah Gurton.
The episode you just heard was made possible by our sponsor, Landmark College, the college for students who learn differently, offering comprehensive supports for students with ADHD and other learning differences, both on campus and online. Learn more at lcdistraction.org.